All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Keep It Chic with Erin. I'm Erin, and I'm here with my daughter, Reagan. Say hello.
Hello.
And Reagan actually is the proud owner of her own Instagram page called
Playground Chic.
Okay, so she also focuses on fashion, not so much makeup because she's only 13. But we're going to do a little tutorial to practice for her promotion look because she's going to be graduating from 8th grade and going on to high school. So we want to do something natural, but we also want to do something that makes her feel like it's a special day. So we're going to get started. The first thing that I had Reagan do was wash her face with this amazing Senegence 3-in-1 cleanser for oily to acne skin because Reagan has had some problem areas in the past. Mainly where?
Right here.
Chin area, yes. And so we've already seen she's been using she's been using it for a couple days and we've already seen some great results. So let's get started. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is take the oily to acne cleanser, moisturizer, and it comes in day and evening. So because we are doing a day look, there we go, we're going to use the daytime cleanser. So I'm going to ask Reagan to go ahead and put that on. 1 pump is all you need.
Oh, kind of was a big pump.
Okay. Rub it together.
Oh, I have to put that back. Okay.
And you're going to rub it in throughout your face. Come on. Okay. So do you feel like it's rubbed in nicely?
Yeah.
Okay. So what this is going to do is this is actually going to be clearing her complexion throughout the day. So it's going to go ahead and provide another layer of support in between the makeup that we're going to put on, which is also really good for your skin because it contains the Cineplex complex, which is going to activate her new cells so that those new cells will get closer to the surface, which will replace some of that dry skin that she has from using some other cleansers and some things that we have decided aren't working, and we've switched to Senegence in the last couple days. So I'm excited to see how this turns out. But Reagan has her first base on, her lotion. Okay, and now we are going to move on. Do you have any blemishes you'd like to cover? You need to get your hair out of your face. Do you have any blemishes that you'd like to cover? I see one right here.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and it's okay for us to use our fingers because this is our formula, but if you are working on anyone else, you probably want to use a Q-tip or something else. So we went ahead, there's only really one problem area, which is nice. I see a big change in her skin. It's really soft too. All right, so the next step is going to be to use the tinted moisturizer. So I just purchased this color correcting tinted moisturizer in the shade of light because Reagan definitely would fall into the category of light skin. She's got light hair, light eyes, light skin. So I'm going to use 1 pump of the cleanser, and actually you can do it on your hand, but since I have a palette, I'm going to put it on my palette. So 1 pump is actually quite a lot, so we'll see if we use it all. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask that Reagan, I'm going to put it directly on the areas that I want to protect and that I want to cover. Mainly the T-zone area, chin. And then you're going to take two fingertips on each side and you're just going to kind of blend it in. Look in the camera. Blend it in. I can help you. Would you like me to help you?
Sure.
It's better if you learn though.
Okay, I'll learn.
Okay, now don't forget about those areas. So once you've gotten it blended in, at least at the surface level, then you can go ahead and use a brush. I'm going to use, this is a foundation brush. I'm going to go ahead and use this foundation brush to sort of make it a little creamier, and then eventually it will dry into a powdery finish, which is nice. And this is actually equipped with an SPF blocker. So it's not an SPF as far as a sunscreen is concerned, but it is a UV blocker, and it does provide an SPF of 15 protection. So that'll be great for Reagan. on her big day. SPF of 15 is always helpful. So already I've got a nice little base going. Look into the camera. I hope you can see it. Can I zoom in a little bit? Can I zoom?
I don't think so.
Oh. I can move this tripod a little.
It's okay.
Here we go.
It's bright.
Turn your face to the other side. Okay. So it's got a nice little base. Covers her problem areas. We are ready to move on. So the next step is going to be to add a little bit more SPF and also to add a little bit more coverage, but not too much because we don't want to overdo it. I'm going to use some beige chiffon of the Make Sense Anti-Aging Foundation. Again, the foundation and all of the Senegence products actually have the SPF of 15 in it. So this 15 plus the other 15 brings it to an SPF of 30. So she's going to be very well protected on her big day. This is ridiculous. Hey, bear with us. We're learning. Okay. It's not that funny, right? So with this one, I just go ahead, I put it on my palette. I just dip the brush in it. You can also start to mix it with your fingers, but just for the main purpose of just kind of getting it on there, she's a little bit uncomfortable still putting it on her face with her fingers. So I'm going to go ahead and use a brush, and it will make it move a little bit faster too. Just straight foundation. And as you can see, the foundation, it adds an extra layer, but it definitely doesn't look cakey, which is what we don't want to happen. She's still young. She doesn't need to look like she's wearing a lot of makeup. In fact, that was her biggest concern. And that's why she wants to do a trial before the big day. Okay, so there's one more layer. What do you think? Can you see it okay?
I think so.
Let's zoom it in. Look into it. Okay, so this does dry as a matte sort of powdery finish. So as I'm talking to you, I can let it dry and let it do its job. So what's next? You said you want a little bit of blush, just a tiny bit, right? A little bit of lips.
Yeah.
Do you want to wear mascara?
Sure.
Okay.
Not a lot though.
Not a lot, okay. So she does not want it to look like she's wearing a lot of makeup. Okay, so now we are going to move on to a blush look. And what I like to do, let's see, I'll do a pinky one. So Senegence has a lot of different blushes. I'm lucky enough to have 3. So the 3 that I have are, I'll show you, Chocolate Cherry. Can you see that? Blush Scents. I also have Pouty Pink. And I have Bronze. So really, the Pouty Pink and the Bronze are probably, if I put them together, it's pretty much what the Chocolate Cherry is. I'm going to stick with the Pouty Pink because Reagan wants the natural look and she's still pretty young. So if we need to add any bronzer type, we'll go ahead and add that later. So again, I go back to my palette. I squirt just the tiniest amount. It's not much at all because a little goes a long way with this stuff. And then I'm actually going to use my finger for this. Smile. I'm just going to put it right around the apples of her cheeks. Just for a very natural look. Okay. And I can always add more if I need to. But I have a blush brush here. It's kind of like a stippling brush, but I like to use it for blush. So I'm just going to blend it with that. And it's just going to make a very sweet light pink hue to her cheeks. I can even put a little bit on her nose. And then I'm also going to add a little squirt of our Senegence Pearlizer, which is like a highlighter, but it's got a little bit of a tint to it. And the tint actually matches the pink quite nicely. So I'm just going to actually squirt it on the same part of the palette that I squirted the blush on in the first place. And I might just add a tad more blush because I don't really see a whole lot going on here. I don't know why. Oh, a lot of it came out there. Okay, so I'm going to use the bottom of one of my eyeshadow brushes to mix these together. Sometimes I'll even then use the bottom to sort of dot it on. And then I will use my blush brush to mix. This is a little bit more liquidy consistency than the foundation, so I have to make sure it dries a little bit before I blend it completely. Smile. But the main idea is just to give her a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of color, but keep it light and sweet. So I can see her color is emerging. We're gonna let that sink in a little bit, and then I'm just gonna give her some sun-kissed looks. Just the appearance of the sun from where the sun would normally hit. I've learned this from some of the Senegence bloggers who do makeup. So I actually got myself a tester of another foundation in Golden Tan, and I'm going to just put it at the brow line, right at her cheekbone, a little bit at her jawline, just to add a little bit of texture. Then I'm going to use this brush. It's another kind of a foundation brush that I like to use for these types of things when I want to be a little more precise in where I'm putting it. So, just add a little bit more depth to her skin.
Depth.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
And then, if I still would like to blend it in more, I'm going to use my blending sponge to blend it in. I might even use it here. Okay, so I think that we are getting closer to the look that Reagan is looking for. Reg, take a look. Smile. Look at them.
I am.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do some before and after pictures as well. Okay, so do you want a little bit of eyeshadow?
Not really.
No? Okay. We don't need to do any eyeshadow. But what we should do is just go over the base of your eyes. We can go over the base of your eyes with some of the foundation. So I'm just using sort of what's left with the foundation here. And I'm just going to go over the base of her eyes so that they're covered. So I'm not doing it. And then something else, what I love about Senegence products is that they are interchangeable. So I can actually even take the leftover of the blush that's here, and I can use that as an eyeshadow for her. And it will be a very light, subtle eyeshadow, but it will match a bit with her cheeks. So I'm going to use that just for a little bit of color, not too much. Just to sort of finish her look. And then last, we're going to use some brown, not black, mascara. So we're going to use the Senegence, it's called Lash Sense. And this is great because it is waterproof, smear-proof, just like all the makeup that she's put on today. Waterproof, smear-proof, basically life-proof. So she can hug her friends, she can sit out in the hot sun in her graduation gown and not worry about her makeup running. So here we go. Close your, or close them. Close your eyes. Okay, open them slightly. There. Open them a little more. She has really thick, really beautiful eyelashes. She's very lucky. Open. There we go. There we go. Open. Open more. Open. I'm not getting close to your eyeball. You're fine. Just to make sure it's not clumpy, I'm making sure that she gets her eyes open. Open it wide. There we go. I got a couple little smudges there, so I'm going to use my blending sponge to get that off. And this stuff takes a few seconds to dry, so you want to make sure, don't close your eyes all the way, because you're going to get it on the lower lid.
Oh, oops.
Open. Open it as much as you can. What? Open it. Okay. I'm going to need to fix that. Well, it's smeared all under your eye because you opened your eye. So now I have to do more foundation. What can I use? This is a little more precise. Use this. So if you do have a problem, you just take the foundation, or I'm using the color correcting moisturizer. Open it wide. And you can see that it does cover it right up. Might as well to make it even, I'm going to put some down here under her eyes. Just to make it look. Open your eye.
I can't.
Okay. We're going to let that sort of blend in. I'm going to use my sponge. Okay. And then last, I'm noticing, look in there. I'm noticing that her eyebrows, while they are very thick, they're not quite standing out as much because there's foundation and makeup on them. So I'm going to use some of our shadow in Mocha Java to sort of draw in, redefine her brows, which is a trick that I learned yesterday at a training, and I love it because I did it today for myself and it made such a difference. So this tames them. It adds a little bit of color, but it's not dark by any means. Then I'm going to take my brush, brush them out even more, just defining those. And then the last step will be some powder. So I'm going to use some natural powder. Look at me. Oh, it looks beautiful. Look in the mirror. Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is called the Translucid Loose Powder in Natural. So the way that we use it is shake it to get the powder to get to the bottom of the lid like that. So now I know the powder is on the brush. You can see it on the brush. And this is just going to set her look before we put her lip tints on. So all of these products are not going to clog her pores. In fact, they'll be working to repair and refine her skin cells while she's wearing them. Plus, it doesn't come off. It's makeup that is natural, it's good for your skin, it doesn't come off, and it really does work. So, here we go. Looks like I could use powder. Now, I'm going to get her lips ready for the lip scents. Alright, here we are. So, in order to prepare her lips for lip scents, all you need to do is get yourself a cotton ball or one of the cotton pads, and you just get it wet with water, which is what I just did. I took a little break and did that. And then you go over your lips, open, with the water. And I was recently told you don't need witch hazel, you need nothing else, just water. Open. Do you want to do it? Try again. Just get your lips. So you're going to wet them, you're going to let them dry. Okay? Just let them air dry. And then you're ready for your lip scents. So I know that Reagan is going to want to wear a subtle color like, she just said it.
Bombshell.
Bombshell. Why do you tell them why you like bombshell?
Because it's light.
And?
That's it.
That's it? Just because it's light? Do you want matte gloss?
Yeah.
Do you want a pink gloss? Do you want glossy gloss? What?
Just the glossy one.
Okay. So we will go with a glossy gloss.
Low powder. There we go.
Low power?
Yeah, it's a low powder.
On my phone? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, oops. You shake your lip scents really well. Shake, 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 shake. I was just hitting it, which is what you're not supposed to do. I learned yesterday. Just shake it. So this is Bombshell, the one that she requested. And we're going to do layer 1. Make sure that there's just a thin layer on the applicator. Go over and smooth even strokes. Keep your mouth open. Okay. And then I'm going to trace the shape of her upper lip. And then I'm going to fill it in. Okay, that's layer 1. Nope, keep it open. Then I give it another shake. Does it sting, tingle? Do you feel anything?
Tingles.
Tingles? Does it feel good? How does it feel when it tingles? Describe it. Describe
Tingles.
it. Tingles like what?
Oh, no.
You can't think of it? Okay.
It doesn't hurt.
Layer 2. I like to go on the waterline and then I go down by the lip line. Well, the tingling that she is describing is the makeup grade alcohol that's actually exfoliating all the dead skin cells off her lips and killing all the germs on her lips because it's antimicrobial. So it's nice to know that you can use lip sense and rest assured that you're not going to be sharing germs. Okay. Dry. How's it feeling?
Good.
Just ready for the third layer. It's because I made these nice and thin. That's why they dried so quickly, and she's ready for layer 3. Okay. Really pretty, actually. All right, can you get closer to the camera with it? Put your lips. Look at that pretty light pink color. So we kept that light pink theme throughout. So she's gonna look very sweet. I'm actually gonna put pearl gloss on her. Pearl gloss is a cross between glossy gloss and matte gloss. I just wanna see what it looks like. Not super shiny, but also without the matte look. When you're first starting out with lip sense, you definitely want to stick to the glossy gloss because that's the most hydrating, but Reagan's been playing around with lipstick and lip sense since I started. So I think she's ready to try the pearl. So let's see how it goes. Ready? And look,
Yeah.
it's white. Yeah, you're ready. Okay, you can probably do a better job. Now rub them together. Still white applicator. How do you feel?
Great.
So, do you think you're ready for promotion?
Yes.
I think she's ready. Smile. Let's get a close up. Beautiful natural look. Still looks youthful. There you go. What do you have to say?
So excited.
All right, give it a thumbs up. Bye.